Hello, namaskar, good morning. It's around 10 a.m. now. I'm up at Sophia, North Sophia Sun Road here. It's Friday. It's going on to Old Year's Eve. It's 29th of December. And from the Christmas, we're moving on to another season, the season of New Year's, of Old Year's. And during the Old Year's festival, they usually have a ball. And they usually have a whole year ball with my parents used to tell me they ring in the new and ring out the old. So they would do waltz past the midnight walls in like the Danube blue, The walls around this one in Guyana here, you have a lot of fireworks around midnight, flares, the military, the sailors who shoot up in the air. The flare gun, I think some of the wealthy people here also have. So they would shoot these up on special occasion like Independence Day, midnight, during Old Year's Day. And so we usually, when we were kids growing up, we would look out at midnight. We wake up and look out for the flares over at West Coast. We would see them in the sky. They'd be shooting off from the ferry stelling at Vreeden up there, shooting up, and we would look out at our veranda, look up at the sky to see. My mother used to tell me long ago during the British time here in Guyana, when they shoot up the flares in the air, the British, you would see "Long Live the Queen." Something you would see a stagecoach and different decoration and designs and so up. But we don't have that kind of phenomena here being advertised and extended. So we are in the process of partying during the New Year. People are happy. They make resolves. They make plans how they're going to spend the New Year. They'll be a better me. Old habits they will try to remove, So it's all about habits, People have habits that govern their mind, their bodies, their spirit. Some of these habits invite, believe it or leave it, spirit forces also. In putting it simple translation, forces and powers, nature's forces, nature. I don't want to use nature spirits, but powers. If they're strong enough, they can be goaded by entities that are the embodiments of anger or sex or lust or money, greed, and so on. You have greed for money or even for books, education. Some people, they're all about studying. But the intellectual endeavor studying is a beautiful arena. People inquire, they're curious, they investigate, they dissect, they think. And the thinking grows in a direction of study. And they acquire the attributes of that particular field they're studying, whether it's marine biology or marine life or marine military lifestyle or so on. They acquire attributes and qualities. Now, one of the attributes among my peers, which has been very challenging for many years, I often remember how stories of old folk tales with the gods and the titans battling for months and years, and eventually titans win. Good conquers, I won't say evil, but good conquers its opposite, its nemesis, and eventually triumph. People say the qualities of kindness, softness, honesty, humility, contentment, their weakness. Even Karl Marx communist said religion is the opium, the opiate of, it's a opium, it's a make people like, it makes people weak, They believe that religion is a weakening factor. People become weak and they become gullible and these kind of things, But in many cases we find, if we study the life story of many saints, virtues defeated vice. Though virtue is not the end and aim of the spiritual life, the religious life, many people practice virtue as a way of life. It's a means to an end. Why? Because It prepares the body, it purifies the mind, and it, like a template, invites spirits to enter, good emotions, good qualities, virtues. Invite higher spirits to enter and take control of your life, your body, your mind. So sometimes you see life in a very positive way, you have very good experiences. It might be a positive energy, a nature phenomenon, natural phenomenon working through you in a positive way. You're very calm, you're in tune. But part of life also is seeing the bad side and facing the bad side and living with the bad side and so on. So virtue and vice is a constant interaction and intercommunication. And like I was saying, one of the human attributes or personality traits that has challenged me as an individual is the charismatic personality. And one that exhibits machoism, that exhibits charisma, sex appeal. I find this people who are born with this attribute or having these attributes, they call them playboys, or they say you have it. What is it? It's a phenomenon you have to intuit. Intuitionally you will sense it. They say if you're a glass, you wear glasses, you're a four-eye, you can't have it. Though they find that many people with glasses now, they play the guitar, they are into martial arts like karate, and they may have it. Many rock stars have glasses to look more acceptable and more social and so. So this kind of glasses, like the Gandhi round glasses that the Germans had, have often fascinated a certain section of society, of social entities, and they've practiced with glasses, they've practiced with earrings, they've practiced with nose rings, with tattoos, to make themselves more appealing, to make themselves more enchanting. They attract a crowd, they attract people, they attract young boys, young girls. But where would they take you? Where would these tattoos and these smooth talking, you're smooth criminal, you smooth talk smoothly, you can have got a way to catch people with your smirks, your grins, your shakes, and your kind of human behaviors that you practice and you learn from others. You learn from movie stars, from great people, big people, and so on. But personally, I feel that's just as a plane of consciousness. As the mind goes up, as you develop spiritually, you develop and you imbibe different qualities, different attributes, and these are manifestation of being at different planes of consciousness, different levels of consciousness. Highly tuned intellect, a highly tuned body will display very virtuous symptoms, very positive symptoms. But when it comes to the sexual attribute and the sexual level, they say also it is one of the lowest planes of consciousness. It is not the be all and end all. People hearing and are bowled head over heels by sexual charisma, sexual attributes that young boys and young girls may have. It makes them qualified to be a potentially great citizen, a potentially future leader in the eyes of a section of society. But all in all, we have to work through the grossness, work through the dirt, work through the thickness, the slumbers, the muck, the grime, the dirt, through sweat, sometimes through tears, through blood. So it might be a bloody ordeal for some people. But in this way, the mind expands, the mind grows. It's like in the Ananda Sutram, there's a saying, Deha Kendrikani, Parinam Balani, Batani Prana. Mean the mind expands and grows by clash, friction, contact with the external world. It improves and grows how you react, how you behave towards situation and test what a religious would call tests and trials. It leaves a mark, a quality, a personality, attribute to you, you know. So we have the charismatic guys who later on becomes street boys, the punks, the ushers, the heroes of the disco halls and the nightclubs. And these guys, you know, it's just a plane. I've seen people who are obsessed with the sexual level. One, Ananda Margi here in Guyana, was telling me he likes the sex impulse. He likes when it's in his system. You know, it makes him feel complete, makes him feel powerful. And another fascinating discussion, another fascinating obsession is to have purity of sex. That's another phenomena in the world of athletes, charismatic athletes and playboys. They have this sexual purity. The purity must not be injured. It must not be tainted. It must not be distorted in any way. To be pure sexually, that has never been distorted, or it's a very high and lofty ideal, you know. And to protect your back, to protect yourself, your body, people have bodyguards. They're surrounded by an entourage, by a team, by well-wishers and their own clique and clans, where you have leaders and a whole organizational network, you know, just to protect your charisma, protect your sex appeal, as people put it, you know. It's very questionable whether these macho guys, these guys who have it, these charismatic personalities on the path of social ethics and social achievement, whether they have been unsoiled sexually, whether they've been untouched, whether they have been, it's very questionable. And they can a lot of things are hide and kept behind the covers, in the cupboards, you know, like skeleton in the cupboards. Even the so-called brahmacharis, it's no, they talk about celibacy and urdurito and all these things, but scientifically, the Anandamar Guru was saying that complete urdurito or sublimation is a difficult process. Not many people can stop in a spiritual way, this nocturnal loss, you know, that people have. They suffer it at least 4 times a month, but they are yogis and so who claim they use drugs like Nasvamika. They use many things to stop it, and in the end they become impotent and all of these things. So one sometimes has to take a natural recourse, and time is the best healer. It heals naturally. So back to our subject, where we have in our society, we have the radicals, the local radicals, who are putting themselves up as having sexual purity. They have the sex impulse, they have the lustful instinct, what we yogis call samskaras. It's there, but it's pure. It's never been touched, it's never been harassed, it's never been stained. It's there intact and full. How this is possible, I don't know. Even in an ashram, a spiritual community, people cannot maintain chastity and purity 100% on the earth plane, the terrestrial level. You have to reborn in another plane, a celestial dimension or some place like that, you know. So even those who are fascinated at a sexual level, to have this sexual charisma, personality, trait, this attribute, where they can portray themselves as hip, being hip, you know. These traits can invite the spirits or spirit bodies or nature forces known or have been given labeled as succubus and incubus. People who are upset with this kind of quality, they usually have a difficulty in their energy levels. When they talk, They're like, their voice are raspy, like hissing. They don't have the sweetness of chastity, the sweetness of God consciousness, of innocence, of enjoying the panoramic and the diverseness of the creation and life. You're obsessed with one quality. You keep it in you. They say attachment causes pain. You know, whatever you hold on to will become a source of pain. So you hold on to this attribute, this appeal, and this lower plane level of consciousness. A lower plane, it governs the first three chakras. These are the 6 chakras: the Muladhara, the Swadhisthana, the Manipur. And eventually it causes you to become sick. People who are those level and they don't know how to handle it, you have to get proper guidance, a mantra. You have to do exercise. People fast in yoga to control the sexual impulse, to stop the loss of energy. There are 9 openings in the body, holes, and energy can pass out through those holes. So how do you prevent energy? You invite the sex centers open. Energy will flow out from there. So you have to learn to control the sex centers. Here in Guyana, people, they attack you sexually. They want to bring the mind to the sex level, but it should be outlawed as a crime. People can't be, interested in your personal samskaras and state of developments, so that they invade your body and want to invade your mind and spirit. These are kind of like, I would say these are wrong. These are antisocial, and maybe in the future they have laws to govern it. There are so many practices and so many endeavors to rise above the sex centers, like the Granthi asanas, like the Mahabandhas, the bandhas, the Mula bandhas, and the all these Uddiyana bandha and all these things, Vajroli, and here you have people are ready to express and ready to give away their energy like this. The more you can contain the sex energy and you express it. Anandamar Guru say 4 times a month. Some yoga schools say no times. Let it sublimate and channelize into creativity, sublimated energy. It becomes a creative force. You can do a lot of art, work, make life a poetry, a beautiful journey. Your environment, your home, your society, your workplace become light. It becomes colorful, and you are less prolonged in a lower plane where people feel burning, they feel irritated in those areas. Not that they like it, but due to weaknesses, due to ignorance, they open these portals in the body, these opening the holes, the ears, the nose, the mouth, the anus, the sexual centers. There are 9 openings, and energy are looking to escape from the body through that. So as a yoga student, the yogi, you have to learn to control the energy from flowing out. You don't give in to sex right away like that. People have a way in which they release those forces, those attributes in a dignified, in a wonderful way, a cultured way. A society, civilization, homes, whether it's the upper class or the middle class, they can express it in their family to their partners, the Dharma Patni, or their husbands, and so on. They express it in a holistic, a wholesome way, in which it becomes a means of recreation, of relaxation, of friendship, and so on. You don't give that energy away all around you like this. It's like, you become a victim of circumstances when your personal life force is threatened in that way. So all of these music that we listening to, the advertisement, the billboard with naked and half naked women, the advertisement on the internet and all these magazines and books, if they're not properly covered, you cannot become Udvarito. You can't feel energy moving up and dissipating through the body as light, as limp as prana. The consciousness of the people around you, the society, the level of the thinking, the commercial people, it will condense and to be withdrawn down into the lower centers, waiting for discharge, and that way your body will feel lifeless. You don't have feelings in your face. Your tongue don't have taste. Your eyes hurt you. Your head at the two centers pain. Can't sleep in the night. You can't swallow. You pain in your throat. So that's the effect of not knowing yogic science, the material science, what is known as mundane science. Don't explain all of these secret and these esoteric subjects. These things you have to learn from a teacher or who will give you a system, a mantra, and the mantra reveals all the knowledge to you. So manana taryat yastusa mantra parikirtita, that which liberates the mind and give you knowledge of the mind is mantra. So with this I want to tell you, don't be fooled by the sexual perfection of our local radicals and hitmen's, our Romeos and our macho men's. You have to be very alert of people who's trying to capture your mind, your soul by various devious and subtle ways and maneuverability and navigation in and around your zones. So all the best for the New Year's, all the best for the New Year, for a pleasant and happy 2024. Namaskar.